Welcome back, everybody. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the Azur lane commanders because they just came back into the store. The good ones, the bad ones, and even AL Atago. We'll get to AL Atago at the end of the video, but you should know it's not coming back. It'll probably never come back into the game. I'll tell you why afterwards. So let's go ahead and do it, right? Obviously, you got to go to the store. Right bumper over to Azur lane. Here you go. So you can take the random chance and you can go for the crates. You can buy the entire wave out, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Atago's not going to be in there. Obviously, the combos come with things like ship camos. Not that important. Don't think it's worth. Besides, if you have those boats, you probably already have a camo on them. So you can save your money, right? And you can right trigger over and you go to the commanders tab. There's a lot of commanders here. Okay, there's just a lot. And some are absolutely useless, where some are actually a lot better than others. Putting aside the fact I know of probably a majority of you out there hate this aspect of the game. Because nothing says I'm ready to go play a arcade World War II simulator where I fire gigantic shells at other people like that right there. But regardless, here's one that's pretty good. Nelson is pretty good, and the reason why Nelson is so good is because of this right here. It's called Big 7. If you play any of the British battleships and you like to fire HE, that's a really good perk to have. Kind of hurts your AP performance, but it really boosts up your HE performance. When you take it to things like Conqueror, that's how you get those like 20, 25k HE salvos. And you probably end up lighting like 2 or 3 fires along with it. That's how you do it. There's no other commander that I can think of that gives you something like Big 7. Here's another really good one. Dunkirk is pretty good. I actually don't have this commander, and I'm thinking about putting 5k dubs down on it. This perk right here is what makes this one kind of special. So any of the French battleships, the guys really like it because whenever you're fully loaded, let's say you're just firing AP, and Destroyer pops up right in front of you. Well, he's going to YOLO you. You can, once you get loaded back with that AP salvo, you can swap back over to HE. You can see when it's fully maxed out, it's minus 95%. So if you had a 30-second reload, which most of the French ships have like a 25-second reload, your time to swap from AP to HE is like in just a few seconds, like just 2 or 3 seconds. So that perk is pretty strong. Scharnhorst is a good one, even though I think there's something either wrong with this commander or not 100% sure, can't put my finger on it. But the base trait, this is like, if you want to run accuracy builds, for a long time when this commander came in, you put this commander on your accuracy build. It would always make things more accurate. And there's a lot of controversy going around right now amongst the community and the players that maybe there's something off here. Maybe it's just paranoia. Who really knows? Why some builds are actually benefiting from taking this commander off, I'm not sure. But it hones in the dispersion. We've talked about in the past the way aiming works, the way the reticle works, the way it's an oval on the sea, and that's kind of where your shells are going to land, somewhere in that oval. This commander with the dispersion basically just hones that in. All right, so it makes it a smaller oval on the sea. This commander doesn't do anything for your grouping, so you might have shell, but they're going to be tighter together. Not necessarily clumped together. It's confusing, I know. If I was looking at a couple commanders to pick up, or maybe 2 or 3, I would consider those 3. Now, as far as the rest of these commanders go, gonna be 100% honest, they're not to the point where I would open my wallet. Some of them are kind of, sort of, like here we have Baltimore, and in theory, if you run Baltimore, it should make it a little bit better. This perk right here, it lowers the shell fuse timer, so in theory, this should work really well playing against like light cruisers and stuff, but just from playing Arena with friends that have the build and have this perk on, so far we haven't noticed any difference between someone who has it and someone who doesn't. So just keep that in mind. The last one that I think is probably worth mentioning, I know there's a lot of you guys out there that like to play the Italian battleships. Seems like we've had a lot of Italian battleships come into the game recently. Not really my thing. But if you were to play the Italians and you were to go accuracy, this is the commander for it. Now I can personally tell you, as you can see, I have this commander. It's ranked up. I mean, it's not... You call this an accuracy build, and maybe on occasion you have accuracy, but it's still the Italian shotgun, okay? It's not... Don't buy this and then have the expectation I'm just going to start hitting dingers from across the map and blowing everything up. Don't have that expectation. Is it probably more accurate? Yeah. Yeah, probably is. But if you're running a secondary build on an Italian, you're probably fully well aware that if you even get 1 or 2 or 3 out of 9, it's a good day. So this would probably be an improvement on that. Of course, it's not a secondary build commander. Just keep that in mind. New Jersey... I'm still torn on New Jersey. I'm going to be 100% honest. This is a really good commander if you want to go for the damage build for the American battleships. And weirdly enough, when it comes to in terms of my Georgia, I took off Scharnhorst. I took off Sims. I put New Jersey on there. Had Scharnhorst on there. Hated it. Took Scharnhorst off. Went for auto, so I was kind of doubling down on the damage build. It's disgustingly accurate. Don't know why. Don't know why. Maybe this ties into that Scharnhorst thing being weird. But for the last month, I mean, my Georgia has just been, you don't want to fight it. You know what I mean? Like, just, yikes. I'm talking 1 Citadel on a cruiser that has 40k HP. It's half health. Just 1 sit. Let alone the following 3 pins and an overpin. That's 3/4 of his health. 2 Citadels and a pin. He's dead. It's crazy how hard this commander can hit if you have the accuracy. Doing the whole damage build. And you can go even deeper into the damage build. You can have more. But it's just something to consider. It's not something that you need. You don't need it. Maybe you want it. Maybe you just want to toy around with it. After all, it's only 5k doubloons. Let's be honest, you'll probably spend that at, McDonald's or something. So at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy, spend your money how you want to. Now, as far as ships go, yes, there are all the ships here you can pick up. I would like to refund my New Jersey, personally. Sadly, I don't really care for any of the boats in here. AL Baltimore is probably one of the better picks as far as all these boats go. Maybe even the Chappie. There's no reason to buy Fuso when you can go to the store and go pick up Hyuga. Vastly better. Skins, I mean, they're going for 5k dubs. I feel like that's a little bit too rich. But again, you spend your money how you want to. Now let's go to the AL Atago controversy. I told you at the beginning we would talk about this, and I can tell you why it's not coming back into the game. Here is the explanation for why AL Atago is not coming back. Feel free to pause the video and read into it. We'll go ahead and open up this Reddit post. I'll leave a link here to this post if you guys want to come and read this, if you want to know more about it. There's some people that go into pretty good detail here. Link will be in the description. But to make a really long story short, Chinese players were upset with her visiting the Yakashuni Shrine. Don't know what that is. Probably didn't say it right. Don't know if it's in the video game or if it's the voice actress or whatever. But she went there and described it as being comfortable and having lots of fresh air. Apparently, the Chinese considered the site to be affiliated with war crimes, something like that. Don't know. Don't care. It's honestly a shame to Legends that AL Atago isn't coming back. But from my understanding, again, brief understanding, AL Atago will not be coming back to the game ever. They're not going to take it away from people, from what I understand, because I think they would have already done that. But they're just not going to sell it anymore. So there you go. That is the AL Atago kind of wrapped up. That's a run through of all the AL commanders. Consenting adults, spend your money how you want to spend it. Until the next time, everybody, have a great day. Peace. Peace.